Hey everyone, I'm coming on to start working on a project. I'm working on recreating these beautiful tag embellishments that were sent in by Sele. And look at this beauty. It is so chunky. And then here is the other one. Then she also sent a card, so I'm going to also work on recreating the card. The first thing I need to do is hunt down some wood pieces that I can paint. I might have to use some chipboard and paint those. Okay, so I did not have any wood pieces in a star shape, but I do have this die set. It's like a primitive stitched die star shape. So I thought I would use this, and I cut it out using my chipboard, and I ran it through twice, and it did not cut all the way through. All right, I'm gonna go paint these and see how they turn out. Okay, I'm working on cutting out some of the pieces for the embellishments. I'm gonna be using this die set to cut that tag out. I wanted to try to get it as square as I could to match Sele's tags. And this is the one I came up with. Slightly smaller, but it works. So I cut out 110-pound white cardstock. Then I'm going to glue a layer of the pattern paper from the Garden Party collection. And then I have my little stamp cut out. And she's got a top layer square on top here. And I don't have that on my stamp set. So I just cut a second one, and I'm going to trim around those. Then she's got this word sentiment, and I went into my stash. I have this project pad. There is no paper in here. The sticker pad is still in here. Well, I think I'm going to use this word here, or sweet, for the one that has the word sentiment on it. So I think hello will be better just based on the size. So I am going to take this out and put it on a piece of cardstock, and hopefully I'll be able to fussy cut around that. So let me first see if I feel like I'll be able to fussy cut this. I think I will. I'm going to take that off of there, and I'm going to put it on this cardstock. All right, make sure this is stuck down on here really good. So that will be ready to go. I'll add that to my little pile here. So my stars are drying. I need some trim, postage stamps. I'm gonna see what I can find. I do not have a bow like this. I'm gonna have to get creative there. Then on this one, I've got some butterfly charms like this. I don't know if they're a charm or if it's just, I think it's in here. Okay, I think, yes, I can make that into a charm. So that's definitely, and that's perfect color. I'm going to use these on my project. And I'm going to pick out some flowers to use. She's got a chipboard flower on here. I can do that. And this one has a yellow floral. Okay. That one's pretty. There is a yellow one in my sticker pack in here. This one right here. I think I'll use that one. Put that on here. I did rip it a little, but it's going down, so it's okay. Trim that. There we go. All right, I think I am ready to start creating these tags that Sele sent me. All right, so here's all the little bits, and I'm going to start with the tag bases here. So and I feel like Sele may have used some chipboard back here, like a heavier weight chipboard. I'm going to use 110-pound cardstock. It's pretty sturdy. And I'm going to start by gluing the pattern paper I picked to the front of my tags. Okay, so let's take a look. Let's take a look at this one. Looks like the next thing I'll need to do is my stars, because it looks like the stamp is actually wedged between the two layers on that one. And this one, the star is on top and the stamp is on the base. So I'm gonna go get my stars so I can have those available for replacing all this other stuff. Okay, I'm hoping the colors are gonna be okay on here. They're not the greatest, but honestly, I'm working with paint that was dried up and painting on this cardboard also with extra water in it. So this is what I'm working with. After struggling with those chipboard stars, I decided to cut out some foam, and I'm going to glue this to the back of these stars. I'm ready to assemble. Here's all the little pieces I have. I went ahead and glued that on there. So those are ready to be layered on. There, get that out of there. There we go. And let me get all of my little pieces out. Got the 2 tickets, or the stamps, and the bases of the stamps. Okay, now I cut out a couple things that I'm going to glue together here. Let's see, where's the back of the jar? On Sele's samples, she has added this gold piece back here, and it's a thick chipboard weight. I'm not sure what it is. It might be a camera. I cut out a little jar for one and a piece of 110-pound cardstock. I'm going to glue that on there. And then for the other one, I cut out this little house, and I'm going to glue that gold on top of there. Okay, so those are ready. My stars, that is for the card. Okay, and I've got my stamps. Now these, I am going to cut around the stitching line, and that's going to be the top layer of my stamp, because on her samples, that's what she did. And I don't have a die that cuts that out. So let me go ahead and do that. Now let me look at her samples. She put foam between the stamp, the layer on that one, and also on this one. So I'm going to go ahead and do that next. And then we've got these, and what's next? Okay, this one's got the star. Let me move. Let me get organized here. So let's start with this one. So she's got, it looks like a layer of one star. Then the floral is down here. Like that. Then the second star has foam tape on the back of it, and that goes there. Okay, so let's put some foam tape on there. Let's see. I think I'm going to put some glue on here. Okay. Actually, just do it like that. All right. Stamp also goes under here. There is no foam on here. Let me get this off of here before it dries on here. Okay. The stamp has the foam on it, so this is just glued there, like that. All right. And then on this one, we have the sentiment that I cut out. Got that. And then I need that. That's what I'm going to use. I need a stamp. I'm going to cut this here. There's a lot of layering on here. I think I'm going to use that jar on there, and then this will go back here somewhere. I need some trim. Probably don't need as much because I'm only using one stamp. So oh, I'm looking at the wrong. There we go. There. And then, let's see, that's going to go there. Then the word hello. One. So I'm just going to go ahead and put my glue on there. Get this guy stuck down. All right. And then the next layer will be my floral. Get my leaf glued on the flower. And then that is going to go just somewhere in here. Yeah, I like that. Okay. Let's see. Okay. I'll make sure I don't miss anything. Okay, then, oh, actually, this goes, oh, okay. This is going under here. Is that right? Okay, my gosh. Oh. Oh, okay. Wow. Should I do it this way? Okay. And that is going there. I should have put some foam back there, so let me do that. I got, okay. Sele, you did some good layering. Okay, I think I got it. Everything's going the right direction. It's looking pretty. You really can't even tell what is behind there because my tag is smaller. And then the next layer is going to be a star here. Okay. And then this is just going to stick right to the stamp. Okay, now the next layer, let's see. I cut out a Polaroid frame to mimic this. And I think that's just laying on top of the star here. Okay. I'm going to put this right there with a little bit of foam on the back, as we'll just use this piece. I think this is next. So, right. The stamp is up on foam, and that'll be the next thing. The stamp and my twine. You know, I need to put this on here first. Okay, let's see. Is this up on foam too? Super chunky. Is gonna go okay. Now I gotta figure out where I'm gonna put my, where is my little sentiment? And I think I'll just put that like that. Okay, I think I need some couple layers of foam on this end. Let me see, I've got some. Okay. It's looking good. Let's compare to Sele's. I need a bow and some seam binding, and then this will be done. All right, I'm gonna crisscross it just to make sure. All right, there. All right, the finishing touch. All right, I'm gonna put that aside to dry while I work on the second one. Okay, here is the second one. Let me clean this stuff up. All right. Oh, this one's got the butterfly on it. Took got there. And I'll need that. And I got the bow. Okay, this has a clear butterfly sticker on the back here. Let's see if I can find something like that to use. This leaf, since it's gold. Okay, then, okay, we're gonna worry about the tassel or the butterfly last. So on this one, the stamp is the bottom layer. So let's do that. It's got some foam on it. So then that would go like this. Let's place everything. These stars are just layered together. So let's glue those together. Okay, then I'll use that. I don't have a button, so I'm gonna use one of these. So that goes under the star. Then this is kind of there, and I'll put that there. Okay. There. Then we've got the flower. Then we've got these stamps like that. So let's get to building. All right, I'm gonna speed through a lot of this part since this one is gonna be a little bit easier to layer. So I'll be back in a couple minutes once I get all the layers on this tag. There, that looks pretty. And then the top will be the pink bow right in the middle. All right, now I need to let that dry for just a minute. And I did not put any trim down at the bottom. Okay, I ordered this off of Etsy, and I actually ordered this from Turkey. Someone who had an Etsy shop in Turkey. Hopefully it'll stick good on there. All right. Okay. Just gonna stick it. Right on there. Get a little extra. Perfect. Okay. That looks really pretty. All right, I'm gonna speed this part up a little bit. I am just gonna string my little butterfly with a jump ring and put the seam binding through it to create a little dangle on the top of this tag. I think we got it. Let's get everything that I've made so far. I still have to make a card, but that's gonna be a quick thing. Okay, so let's do a comparison. Here is Sele's tag. And then here is what I made. It's a little bit smaller. And I had to improvise with the star, but it's still, I like the way that it's looking. So I'm gonna continue to let that dry. And while these are drying, I'm gonna do the card that she sent. So she made this card, and I already have some of the cake stand. I'm gonna call it cake stand made because I was preparing this. So I'm gonna use one of these since it's already made. And I've got all of these box cards from Garden Party. So I'm gonna find one that will go with one of these. This is really pretty. Maybe I'll do the cake since it kind of contrasts better with the paper. And I like this card. So I think we'll use that card. Let me see what I've got. I have these strips. Let's see. I have these are pretty. Okay, that looks pretty good. All right, so I'm gonna glue one of these to the top and the bottom, like that. And I gotta go get another bow. I'm gonna put some glue on there. Okay. Let's stick that on there like that. right, let's do a comparison. Here is the card that I made. And here is Sele's card. Here is the one I made. And here is what Sele sent. I was not able to paint the chipboard like she did, but I did manage to layer it up on foam and tried to layer as best as I could with everything that she used. So it was a little tricky. So mine is not quite as chunky as hers because I did not add the foam underneath one of the layers. But I still am happy with how it turned out. And here is the other one. This one here is the one Sele made, and here's what I recreated. And I'm happy with how they both turned out. This one I was not able to put, well, I did not put the puffy heart on mine. I just added this one Jemmy on there. Did add the butterfly up at the top to dangle. And then one last look at the cards. Here's one I made, and here's the one Sele sent. Super fun. All right. Wow, this hopefully will not be a long video, but this was a lot of fun. Sele, thank you so much for the inspiration. All right, everyone. Thanks for watching. See you in my next video. Bye.